The year was 1997. Across the airwaves of the late-night radio show Coast to Coast AM, a chilling tale unfolded. A man, identifying himself as Mel Waters, called in with a story that would captivate and terrify listeners for decades to come. He claimed to have on his property near Ellensburg, Washington, a hole of unearthly and terrifying depth. He called it Mel's Hole. Waters' voice, a mix of fear and awe, painted a picture of a pit defying all known laws of nature. It was, he claimed, bottomless. He had tried to measure its depths with fishing line and weights, to no avail. The line would always go slack after an impossible distance, as if the bottom didn't exist. But the hole's depth was only the beginning of its mysteries. According to Waters, it emitted a strange black light beam. This beam, he claimed, had the power to bring the dead back to life, as he had witnessed with his own deceased dog. Waters' claims were met with a mixture of skepticism and morbid fascination. Could such a place truly exist, a portal to the unknown hidden in the rural landscape of Washington state? The story of Mel's Hole had taken root in the minds of listeners, and it would continue to grow stranger with each passing year. Mel Waters' story quickly gained notoriety, spreading like wildfire through the paranormal and conspiracy theory communities. The claims were as fantastical as they were unsettling. The hole, Waters insisted, was not just deep, but infinite. He recounted stories of trying to fill it. Truckload after truckload of dirt and debris, he claimed, had vanished into the abyss, leaving no trace. It was as if the hole consumed all matter, an insatiable maw in the earth. Waters described lowering objects into the hole only to have them reappear miles away as if ejected by some unseen force. The tale of the resurrected dog was particularly chilling. Waters claimed to have lowered the lifeless body of his beloved pet into the hole, only to have it reappear days later, alive and well, but forever changed. The dog, he claimed, was now terrified of the hole, refusing to go near it. The sheer absurdity of Waters' claims led many to dismiss him as a hoaxer. Yet there were those who clung to the possibility that he was telling the truth. Could there be a place on Earth that defied all logic and reason, a place where the impossible became possible? The legend of Mel's Hole continued to grow, fueled by speculation and a collective fascination with the unknown. As the legend of Mel's Hole grew, so too did the whispers of conspiracies and cover-ups. Waters himself added fuel to the fire with his increasingly bizarre claims. He began hinting at the involvement of shadowy government agencies, claiming that they were aware of the hole and sought to keep its existence a secret. Waters claimed that he was approached by men in black suits, offering him a substantial sum of money in exchange for his silence. He refused, he said, and soon after, his life took a series of bizarre and sinister turns. He claimed to have been relocated against his will to Australia only to be abducted, his memory wiped clean. He woke up in San Francisco, he said, missing teeth, and with a strange tracking device implanted in his body. Were Waters' claims the ramblings of a madman, or were they the desperate pleas of a man caught in a web of intrigue far beyond his understanding? The line between truth and fiction became increasingly blurred, and the legend of Mel's Hole took on a life of its own. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, the story resonated with those who believed in government conspiracies and hidden truths. The idea of a mysterious and powerful entity capable of controlling even the fabric of reality was a terrifying and alluring prospect. And so, the legend persisted, passed down through whispers and internet forums, a modern-day folktale for the age of paranoia and distrust. Years passed, and the legend of Mel's Hole faded somewhat from public consciousness. Then, a chilling new chapter unfolded, one that would thrust the story back into the spotlight and send shockwaves of fear and wonder across the globe. A group of amateur explorers, armed with a high-tech drone equipped with cameras and sensors, decided to finally put the legend of Mel's Hole to the test. They traveled to the supposed location of the hole, a remote and desolate patch of land in the Washington wilderness. There, they launched their drone, sending it soaring into the air, its cameras transmitting live footage back to their screens. The drone approached the coordinates Waters had provided decades earlier. And there, amidst the scrub and trees, was a gaping maw in the earth, dark and foreboding. The drone hovered at the edge, its cameras peering into the abyss. Then, without warning, the signal cut out. The explorers were devastated. Had they lost their expensive drone to the depths of Mel's Hole? But then, a few moments later, the signal flickered back to life. But what they saw on their screens was not the familiar landscape of the Washington wilderness. It was something else entirely, something that defied description and sent chills down their spines. The footage, brief and distorted as it was, showed a glimpse of something truly alien. It was a place of impossible geometry, where the laws of physics seemed to bend and break. There were structures that defied explanation, pulsating lights, and creatures that moved with an eerie fluidity. The footage was quickly uploaded to the internet, where it spread like wildfire. The world watched in horror and fascination as the drone's footage played out on their screens. Was this proof of Mel's Hole, a window into a realm beyond human comprehension? Or was it an elaborate hoax, a clever manipulation of technology designed to deceive and terrify? The answer, like the depths of Mel's Hole itself, remained shrouded in mystery.